It is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be ranking the top power forwards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now I want to start off by saying the overall power forward tier is just not very good. The amount of good power forwards in 2K just aren't really there, so you're gonna see some probably mediocre players be in upper tiers. But again, there's not that many terrible players as well. So just kind of be patient as I sort through things. I might have to move some things around as we go into it. Again, this is for both current and next gen. It is the only primary power forward position. We only have like 40 or so players here, so probably just get a, be a not a super long video, but hopefully can help you guys out when sorting through who are some of the best power forwards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, before we dive any further into the video, if you are new to the channel and have not yet, please consider smash that subscribe button as we are on the road to 90,000 subscribers. We're going to start off with a very, very solid option in pink diamond Nicholas Batum. People still run Nicholas Batum still to this day. The reason I don't run Batum is because, he's priced up. His price is still pretty high, at least the last time I checked, 6'8", 7-foot wingspan. But the card's not bad in general. He's going to do everything at a pretty solid level. He's just not going to be that next tier of good, right? His Hall of Famers are Slithery, Bullet Passer, Dimer, Needle Threader, Off-Ball Passer, Tyler Splitter. The Hall of Fame Bullet definitely is nice. But again, he's going to be solid. No sniper, no limitless spot up, and I don't even think you can put those badges on him. Jump shot, 40 slash, dribble style. Card's overall a solid card. Card that you can play either at power forward or small forward. Either way, he's going to be solid. Definitely an A tier caliber player. A step below him is Robert Covington in B tier. Now, Covington's one of those cards that he's always going to be able to play for you if you're in need of kind of a guy to play defense. He's just, I don't want to call him a liability on offense, but he's very limited on the offensive end of the court. Again, defensively, pretty solid, has a pretty solid release with pretty good shooting badges. It just comes down to that offense, right? Base dribble style stinks. His jump shot actually is solid enough. Eventually, hopefully, they give us a really souped up Rocco that I can put even higher. But right now, just not the biggest fan of Robert Covington. Aaron Gordon, our next card, is an intriguing one. I know he's definitely not A tier. Question is B or C tier. Now, statistically wise, he's way better than Covington. The problem is Aaron Gordon base. I just don't really love his release. Defensively, he's okay. I think I'm going to go B tier with him just because he's a solid all-around card. The problem I have with him, again, is it's just defensively. He's going to be solid, but there's something about Covington that I'm going to like more on the defensive end of the court. Obviously, Aaron Gordon's a little bit better offensively. Because of the vertical, rebounding-wise, I think Aaron Gordon is at least as good, if not better, than Robert Covington. Although I really just don't want to admit that. Amari Stoudemire, I think we're looking at a D-tier player in Stoudemire. You guys are probably like, Ty, he's worthless. What are you talking about? Okay, here's my takeaway on Amari Stoudemire. Is the card good? No, the card is not good. Now, is he absolutely worthless? I don't quite think worthless, right? He can shoot the ball a little bit, has decent enough speed, decent enough rebounder. He's not good. The card is by no means good. But I think he's going to be better than some cards we see later on in this list, and that is why I'm going to throw him in D tier. He's not that bad. I feel like if you use Amari, you're not going to just have an absolute liability out there. Our first on the border of S tier and A tier is Andre Kirilenko. For now, I'm going to put him at S tier. He might get moved down, but I just don't think the power forward position is super strong. A card that came out nearly 2 months ago and that is still on the verge of S tier is absolutely crazy. Basically, just a way better version than Robert Covington is the way I'm going to phrase Andre Kirilenko. I like his release a little bit better. He still has that base dribble style, only an 83 ball, which hurts him at times. But he does have a Hall of Fame chase, artist claims, post stick, and tireless defender. Some very, very solid defensive badges. Play-wise, you can give him any badge in the game. The problem is, shooting-wise, he can get sniper, but no limitless, which, again, just hurts the card a little bit. Jump shot 29 is super nice. Still a card that I run to this day is Andre Kirilenko. Anton Jameson, a card that I'm just not super high on. Now, I'm higher on Anton Jameson compared to a guy we'll see later on in this list that came out at the same time as him. It's just, what really does Anton Jameson do at a high level? Defensively, not very good. He's going to shoot the ball well, I guess you can say that, but still no sniper, no limitless. Can't get quick first step. Brook Lopez base is fine. Base dribble style is fine. We might have an Anton Jameson later on in the year that I'm higher on. It's just not this card. This card is a little bit better than Amari. I think C tier is a good spot for him. Just not super good in game. Anthony Davis, A card that a month ago, no doubt an S tier player. The problem is now, obviously I play AD at center. The problem is now, who's he better than? Is he better than Dolph at power forward? No. Is he better than Giannis at power forward? No. Well, there you go. At center, is he better than D-Rob? No. Better than KG? No. Heck, better than Tim Duncan? I don't think so. And that's the problem with AD. Yes, his release is smooth. Going to be pretty knocked down. 79 speed, 78 lateral quickness. Isn't the worst. Defensively speaking, he's pretty solid. No rebound chaser, though. And that's the one thing to notice with Anthony Davis is rebound chaser is pretty important. Now, ball handling, he's going to do a decent job of it with the 75 ball handle. I think in general, Anthony Davis is going to get a better card pretty soon within the next month or so. Probably a top big in the game. Just right now, I think he is at that A tier. Bob Pettit, I mean, goodness gracious. Why is Bob Pettit even on this list for where we're at in 2K? A card that came out that you have, I mean, you have to grind for him. And if you grind for him, this is the card you get. I mean, goodness gracious, what are we going to talk about here? I'll put him at D tier because there are some way worse cards on this list. But if you're running Bob Pettit at this stage of 2K, you need to look in the mirror and think, like, what am I doing? Calvin, that is going to be our second S tier player today. You guys are probably like, S tier for Calvin? Is he that good? I don't have Calvin, so I'm just going to start off by saying that. But if I had Calvin, I almost guarantee the card would play for me. Every defensive badge in the game, playmaker-wise, comes with quick first step. You can give him limitless sniper. Like, you can give him all those badges. Finishing-wise, pretty souped as well. Jump shot 86, a very good release. Base dribble style is the only problem with this card. He can play lanes, can honestly be your on-ball defender. I might be high on him, putting him in S. We might move him down to A. But when this card first came out, he was a card I wanted. I mean, just a total of 44 base badge. You can give him up to 49, which is pretty crazy. I think he's a card that a lot of people in the community are sleeping on because he's just so hard to obtain. Chris Bosh is an interesting one. I think I'm going to put him at that C tier, but I don't mind Chris Bosh. Like, obviously now I'd never recommend running Chris Bosh, but he can shoot the ball and he can hold it down on the interior defensively wise. I mean, outside of that, obviously not going to be great. I don't even mind this set shot 7 release. It's just, he's not great now. Is he better than Amari? I still think he's better than Amari. I still think he gives you more in general than an Amari Stoudemire card. But at this stage of 2K, I would never run either him or Anton Jameson. So here's kind of how it works. S tier, obviously the best. A tier's cards I'd be comfortable with. B tier are cards, I could run with. C tier or below is just, I would not want to run with. So Chris Webber's a card, gotta put in B tier. I mean, still to this day, I don't see that many people running Chris Webber, but you could. I mean, 6'9", 7'3" wingspan. Even if you wanted to run him at power forward, he's got good enough perimeter to do so. The card is just all around solid. That's the one thing about Chris Webber. He can handle the ball a little bit. I mean, his lowest stat is a 75, and that's ball handle release. Jump shot 22, weird upper though. Slash and dribble style. I mean, the card's by no means perfect, but he does come a Hall of Fame hustler, rebound chaser, break starter, post playmaker, and some great set of pressures, a decent badge as well. So Chris Webber's another one of those cards that, I mean, last year we saw it. If they give him, a better release, which last year they gave him a pretty good release, we might see a really good Chris Webber sometime very soon. Still A tier on my list. Cliff Robinson is another card I'm putting in S tier. Not many people have gotten Cliff Robinson, and I get it, his release is not ideal, but even with a non-ideal release, we've got to talk about what the card gives you. An 87 3-ball, 85 driving dunk, can handle the ball, 86 speed acceleration, 88 lateral quickness. I mean, his lowest defensive stat is an 87, and that's perimeter defense. We'd like to see his speed maybe a little bit higher, but here's the thing, guys. You fully badge him out defensively. You give him pickpocket. You give him limitless sniper, whatever shooting badges you want. I get it. The set shot 3 is not great. Fundamental dribble style is pretty solid for him. Cliff Robinson's a guy I am not grinding for, but if I could have Cliff Robinson, he'd play for me. Dirk Nowitzki, our first F tier player. Do I even need to talk about this? I mean, this card was not like a day one card, and it's sad that he wasn't, because the stats that they gave this Dirk, I know it was like a month into the game, was just awful. He could shoot the ball, but with that release, goodness gracious, get this dude off my screen. Dove Shays, another card I'm going to S tier with. Now, the Mass Dove is better than the other Dove, so we're talking about the Mass Dove Shays here. I think power forward wise, he's an S tier power forward. Probably still to this day, maybe my second favorite power forward. Got to play at the power forward position in the entire game. It's about Hall of Fame grace, under pressure, limitless takeoff, catch, shoot, quarter specialist, set shooter, Hall of Fame rebound chaser. You give him clamps, interceptor, those types of badges. Playmaker wise, obviously can't get quick first step, which hurts, but you badge this card up. I mean, he's got limitless, got a very smooth jump shot, 38 release on quick, very good defense speed. Perimeter defense leaves a little bit to be desired though. This card is all around incredible. I don't know what else to say about Dolph Shays. We'll probably never get another Soup Dolph Shays, but he's one of those cards that in 2K you're going to remember. I'm going to remember Dolph Shays forever in this 2K. Sabonis, I mean, is he, here's a question for Sabonis. Is he F tier or is he D tier? That's the question, because the card's not very good. Honestly, nah, Sabonis is at least C tier. He is at least C tier. I'm not even trying to gas Sabonis because he's not very good with the jump shot 10 release. But hear me out, okay? Is he better than Amari Stoudemire? And I think so. I think he is a tier above Amari. 82 3-ball, 72 speed, 69 lateral quickness. Badge-wise, pretty solid overall. Better badge-wise than Amari. I do think he belongs in that C tier kind of caliber of players. Is he good? No. But is he going to hold it down better than Amari? I think he is. Draymond Green. I got to think on this one too. Amethyst Draymond's not good, but if you got him in domination, let's say you fully badged him up, I do think Draymond Green is at least C tier. If you did badge him up, like if you gave him limitless, you know, whatever other badges you wanted to apply to him and you fully badged him up, I think he is at least good enough to be in this C tier. Release-wise, pretty solid. Gonna hold it down on defense, but he's nothing compared to this Diamond Draymond. And I'm sorry, I'm going up to S tier with Diamond Draymond. And if I have to move some people down, I will. Diamond Draymond is S tier. He's a card that you plug in there at the power forward position and just, what can he not do? What can this Draymond Green not do? Speed-wise, okay, yeah, it's not great. You put Monty Williams on him. Okay, now you got a card with a 91 3-ball, 91 speed, 99 interior, 91 perimeter. I mean, the card has no flaws. I mean, literally no flaws on the court. Defensively, Hall of Fame defensive leader is so important. Hall of Fame hustler, intimidator, menace, post lockdown. This one comes with the Hall of Fame dimer. You give this one limitless, sniper, those types of badges. You're looking at a top power forward in all of 2K, and nobody is convincing me elsewise. Is he better than Dolph Shays? They are very, very comparable. We're gonna have to move some people around. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put Giannis up here, Dolph up here. I honestly think Draymond is better than Cliff Robinson. You guys can hate me. That's my opinion though. I like Draymond's release better. I just like Draymond Green overall in general more than Cliff Robinson. That's my opinion on it. So Cliff Robinson probably next. I'm going to move Calvin and AK both down a tier just to balance things out just a little bit. So I kind of like this more. You know, we got a little bit of separation. I like AK at the 3 more than the 4. If there is one guy to move up, it's going to be Andre Kirilenko. Jay Crowder is our next player here. And look, Jay is a guy that I can play with, and he's not an absolute liability. He's, you know, a 3-and-D guy that is basically just a worse version of Robert Covington. He really can't dribble the ball at all. Still think he's C tier. I'm actually going to move Chris Bosh down a tier just for the stage we're in. Jay Crowder's not horrible. Like, he is not horrible, just not very good in 2K. Jamal Mashburn plugging perfectly into B tier. Now, maybe I'm just absolutely sleeping on what Jamal Mashburn gives you. Jump shot 1 is not bad. I'm going to start off by saying that. But here's the problem with Jamal Mashburn, and I want you guys to hear me out. What does the card really give you? I mean, what does he really give you? Decent enough defensively, offensively decent enough. Problem comes, base dribble style, okay, so he can't really move and groove. Shooting wise, he's solid. Defensively, he's okay, but he's just not great at anything. Lacks quick first step, lacks limitless, lacks sniper, lacks all these defensive badges. Look, man, Jamal, I don't know. Maybe if you're fully badged, you're A tier, but I'm having a hard time seeing that. Guy who is A tier is Jaren Jackson Jr. A card who's better on current gen than next gen. I just want to go out there and say that. But if you fully badge Jaren Jackson Jr., get a guy that can shoot lights out, 85 driving dunk, 83 speed acceleration, 83 lateral quickness, good interior, great rebounder, good enough playmaker. Give him clamps. Hear me out. You give him clamps. You give him quick first step. You give him those 2 badges. I mean, and then you add rebound chaser. you're looking at an incredible card, right? The rebound chaser is very important for a Jaren Jackson Jr. card because without that, he's just, he lacks a little bit. Again, at least much better on current gen than next gen, but I still think he is A tier. Jerry Lucas at this point is F tier. Like, he is, at this point, a worse version of even a Bob Pettit. Bob Pettit's at least going to try a little bit on defense. Jerry Lucas is even worse. Like, if you got him right away, he was fine for a day or two, but not anymore in 2K. A guy I think that is a step below everybody at A tier is John Collins. And you guys might disagree with me, but I thought John Collins was going to be better than he is. And I kind of I'll take the downfall for it. Defensively, he's just not good at all. And that's the problem with him. I know he's got these badges, but defensively, even with the coach, even with the shoe, you can't really fix all the flaws of the card. You got to give him quick first step. You got to badge him up on defense. You can't give him limitless. I mean, release-wise, he's solid, big dribble style. He's just okay. I'd take AD and Chris Webber over John Collins still to this day. And I'd also take this guy in Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac's a card you can still pick up for really cheap. I don't know the exact price. That I never really noticed him be a liability. I mean, especially if you get his release down. That's the one thing I do want to say. If you get his release down, there's no way you can even say he's a liability. I know he doesn't get sniper, which hurts the card, no limitless. But here's the thing for Jonathan Isaac. If you do want to fully badge him out, I wouldn't even recommend it. Let's say you want to fully badge Jonathan Isaac and you give him box, rebound, chase, or rim, whatever else to fully make him better on the defensive end. You're looking at a card with mid-30s badges for a Sapphire. Card that can compete with the jump shot 70 release on quick. Pretty big fan of Jonathan Isaac in general. Josh Smith still to this day, if you badge him up, is B tier. I mean, he's a card, if you fully badge him out, right? Base badges aren't great, but if you upgrade all his badges, you give him some even extra badges. I mean, this card is solid. I know shooting wise still might not get what you want. Play wise can get quick first step. You can, basically fully badge him out on defense, box, brick wall, those types of badges. If you make him his best because of how good he's on defense, he is still a B tier player. Julius Randle's not very good at 2K. I mean, we're talking about a guy in Julius Randle who is just straight up not very good. I don't know what else there is to say about him. Is D tier the right tier for him? I don't know. That's where I'm going to put him, though. Terrible on defense. Offensively, not even great. Badge-wise, he's not that bad. Julius Randle's bad, though. I don't even know what else there is to say about him. He's bad. Kevin Garnett, easy S tier addition. Probably, honestly, my favorite player at S tier in general. I'm higher on Kevin Garnett than most people, though. And that's okay. It's okay that I'm higher on him than most people. Most people don't love KG. I do. I mean, I think what he gives you on the defensive end of the court and just, his presence, as well as I don't mind his release. Yes, it's on the slower side of things, but I don't mind it. I just think KG is him. A lot of people wouldn't agree with me, and that is perfectly okay. But I'm glad I grinded for that level 40 Kevin Garnett. A guy that I absolutely hate, who is worse than Anton Jameson, is Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom, man, when we used to get base 11 Lamar Odoms, when base 11 was swooped up, those were the days. Now we get Lamar Odoms, who, stat-wise, he reminds me of the Diamond Lamar Odom from 2K20. Do you guys remember this Lamar Odom? You guys probably don't. But this Lamar Odom came out. No, not this one. Where's the other Lamar? Where's Lamar? I swear it's this one. Yes, it was this Lamar Odom. I don't care what this date says. Oh, that might have been when 2K database really came out. This card came out before the 250K tournament, and this card was so souped. Like, he could do it all. Badge-wise was absolutely elite. And that's what I'm saying about this Lamar Odom. Like, he can kind of do it all. But the problem lies with Lamar Odom with just his release. The LaMarcus Aldridge base is terrible, and that's really the downfall of the card. Diamond Larry Bird for this stage, I'm still going to go C tier. Diamond Larry's not bad because he is still going to shoot the ball extremely well. Just outside of shooting the ball, he's not going to give you a lot. But because he's still going to shoot the ball well, I'm going to go C tier for Diamond Larry. Pink Diamond Larry, you guys might want me to put him in S tier. I don't think I can. If my Diamond AK is not an S tier, I'm not putting Larry Bird in S tier. But he's a card that came out that I was high on. But here's the deal. On next gen, the release is on the slower side of things for the time we're in. And that's kind of a problem with all these shooting badges. You want to be able to get that release off. To kind of go along with that, he's not complete on defense, not complete playmaking wise. Just not really an all-around complete card. He does get you paint stops with a good interior at 6'9". If you want to say Larry Bird's your favorite small forward in the game, or power forward in the game, I don't blame you. But for me, he's probably at the top of A tier, right, with Andre Kirilenko. I mean, that's just the best way I can phrase it. Miles Bridges, another B tier addition. A guy that if you want to play Miles Bridges, heck, you can. This card is not bad at all. It's just, I mean, he came out a while ago, right? Basically 2 months ago. When the card came out, he was a little bit better than he is today. Still's got a good release. Still's going to knock down shots. Play good enough defense. Just not that next level good. Pascal Siakam. Pains me to put you in C tier. I love this Pascal Siakam card. If you watch my No Money Spent Squad series, you know I used Pascal Siakam on that account for a while. This Pascal Siakam is not great, but the moment we get a diamond or pink diamond Spicy P, I will be Team Spicy P. He will be on my squad. I almost guarantee that. Paul Millsap, I know when he came out, people were hyping him up, but I'll say this, I've never been fried by Paul Millsap. Heck, I don't even know if I've ever played a Paul Millsap. He's okay, though. I mean, the card is objectively okay. I don't think he's by any means great. I still think I'm taking Robert Covington over Paul Millsap by a large margin. Paul Silas, throw him right in here with the Andre Kirilenkos of the world. If you want to still run Paul Silas, heck, he can play in comp games. If he's your favorite small forward, power forward in the game, that is okay. Has the Hall of Fame interceptor, intimidator, pogo stick, tile defender, which is super important. 77 3-ball isn't great. Does have jump shot 12, which is nice. Shifty dribble style helps him as well. Paul Silas is a guy I wish I would have got, man. It's just that simple. I didn't get him, so I'm kind of frustrated still from that. The card is pretty solid. Rick Barry, man. Are we ever going to see a good Rick Barry? I'll say this, though. I will say this. We saw, I think, a Rick Barry with jump shot 3, right? Jump shot 18 is not it, though. Combine that with just not doing anything well on the court. This card is literally F tier. I do not care what anybody says. Rick Barry has base dribble style, 79 3-ball, can't dunk the ball well, 78 speed with ball, not good defensively. Rick Barry does nothing good on the basketball court. He is literally F tier. Serge Ibaka. Ooh, is Serge? We're going to throw Serge into C tier too. For the time we're in, he's C tier. We got to remember, this card came out over 3 months ago. A day 1 Amethyst token reward. 56 speed hurts. If that was 70, this card would still be playable till today. I mean, that's just the way it is. Smooth release, jump shot 26. Can knock down shots. Play a little defense on the interior. Serge is solid still to this day. If you want to run him, I'm not going to be the one to blame you. Sean Kemp, we're going to put in B tier. If you want to argue A tier for Sean Kemp, go ahead and do what you got to do, because badge-wise, he's solid. Stat-wise, he's even pretty solid. Now, the problem with Sean Kemp lies with this. A pretty rough release. It's not terrible, but it's not as smooth as an Anthony Davis. Shooting badges aren't great. He's just basically a slasher, and defensively, he lacks quite a bit on the interior. That's basically my summary of Sean Kemp. If you give me Chris Webber or Anthony Davis over Sean Kemp, probably gonna have more success with them. Tim Duncan's diamond card at this stage is D tier. He's not worthless because he's still going to defend on the interior, right? 6'11", defensively, Hall of Fame post lockdown and rim defense, and on the interior gonna be fine. He just can't shoot. It's the only problem with this Tim Duncan. The other Tim Duncan, he can shoot, and this Tim Duncan is elite. I'm on the verge of putting him in S tier. I'm on the verge, because here's my thing about Tim Duncan. If we're talking about centers, I can maybe name 3 or 4 centers better than Tim Duncan. You got KG, you got D-Rob. I'll give Hakeem the edge and maybe DeMarcus Cousins. But I'm taking Tim Duncan over Anthony Davis and Chris Webber. I'm going to keep him in A tier just because I think that's more where he belongs. But he's on the verge of being S tier. When he first came out, I wasn't a big Tim Duncan fan, but he's gained my appreciation. Tom Chambers, man, we had our run. I ran him on my No Money Spent squad for a while, and we had our run. Just that run is over. Tom, he held it down for me, right? Did a few things because he could shoot the ball a little bit. But guys, whatever you do not pick up Tom Chambers. And Zion Williamson, I know he's probably realistically not F tier, but man, his release is terrible. I'm sorry, if I'm putting Rick Barry in F tier, I'm putting Zion Williamson in F tier. He's probably better than everybody at D tier, but I'm literally, I can't. With the MT he probably costs and how bad he is, he's going F tier for me. So this is our list for today, guys. I mean, only 5 people at S tier. It's kind of hard to decipher, but I mean, that's how I'd rank them. KG 1, Giannis 2, Dolph 3, Dre 4, Cliff 5. probably in that order. A tier gets a little ugly with all the dudes we got there. Anybody B tier or above, I think, is still usable to this day. C tier lower cards I probably wouldn't want to use. Now, obviously, F tier is just absolutely terrible cards. But that's going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Hopefully, you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.